access, food access, food access, food access. A vegan cooking show. Food access, food access, food access, food access. A vegan cooking show.
Welcome to Food Access, a vegan cooking show. My name is Maricielo and I will be one of your hosts.
Yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop.
And I'm Ricardo, and I'll be your other host today, as well as being your house cook for the day.
Woo! Yeah!
Ricardo, what are you gonna make for us today?
Well, today we are making a tofu scramble. And now this is a vegan version of something that I grew up with in my childhood called huevos picados.
I always like a tofu scramble, and I've always thought about it as a substitution for scrambled eggs. Mm-hmm. But you mentioned the term huevos picados. What does that mean? Is that different?
Yeah, it's a little different. So when you think of an egg scramble, it's pretty much just the eggs that are beaten up and then cooked together. But huevos picados adds veggies into the mix to make the dish a little bit better and more savory.
All right, it's time for our fun and silly segment.
All right.
And we're doing scrambled tofu, right?
Yeah.
So let me put this to the side. I brought puzzles.
What?
I brought
That's
puzzles.
crazy.
This one's yours, so
All right.
it has to look like this, but we're gonna scramble the pieces
And then put it back together?
Put it back together in 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Okay, scramble it, scramble it. Oh wait, you need this, we need this. Scramble the pieces. Did you scramble the pieces?
They're scrambled.
Okay.
No, I don't. I did Pluto, Neptune, right here. This is hard.
This is really hard.
This is really hard. How am I supposed to do it in 30 seconds? This is impossible. Uranus.
Wait, this is actually harder than I thought.
This is so hard. Oh my gosh.
This is a kid's puzzle. I thought it would be really easy.
All right.
Literally like two. Okay, we're done actually. It's done.
Okay.
It's done. I didn't get literally any.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah, I just.
got. Wait. How much did you get though? You literally just put it on top.
Yeah,
you got one. Two,
I think.
No, you got one.
I got one piece.
You got one.
You got one too.
I got two.
You got two.
Sides.
All right, you win.
So I win this one.
Yep. All right, good game.
All right, do you feel scrambled?
Yeah, my brain's really scrambled after that.
I really thought we would get some more pieces on. Anyway, it is time to start cooking.
Yeah.
And tell us the ingredients. I'm gonna bestow you the ingredient magic wand.
All right.
And show us what we're gonna be using.
All right, so for this, we're gonna be using these ingredients.
All right.
And as we can see, we have now some nutritional yeast, some Himalayan black salt, some turmeric, some garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and some pepper.
I hear two interesting spices there.
Yep.
One of them is the nutritional yeast. I know that's a really common ingredient in vegan kitchens because it gives it like a cheesy flavor. Is that what you're looking for? Is it gonna be cheesy?
Yeah, it's mostly for that, but what we're really looking for is the umami flavor that nutritional yeast brings.
You said something else, umami.
Yeah.
I have heard that around foodies and things. What does that mean?
So umami is a flavor that is associated with rich and savory dishes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's most often found in hearty things.
Mm-hmm. Like a mashed potatoes and gravy type?
Yeah, mashed potatoes and gravy, but there, in that instance, the gravy is what would have that umami flavor.
Okay.
Because that rich heartiness, it's what you're looking for.
Okay, so that's the nutritional yeast.
Mm-hmm.
The Himalayan black salt is also an ingredient that's pretty common in vegan kitchens, but
Yep.
it's not like found, right, like common in stores. Did you get it online?
Yep, so I got mine online because, as you said, they really don't sell them in stores anywhere. But if you don't have the Himalayan black salts, then you can just replace that with regular salt. Now you won't get that egginess of the black salt, but it should be okay. Just know that if you are using regular salt and you also have black salt, just don't use just one or the other, not both.
Right. Yeah, but Himalayan black salt, if you do have it, it's really cool because it's kind of a magical thing. Like it makes things really eggy.
Yeah, it makes things eggy.
You can feel like, let me see. Yeah, like you can smell the sulfur.
Yeah, it smells like sulfur.
Let me see. Come here, look. She's a clapper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's a really cool one.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to highlight from this?
So we have turmeric. What do you think that's used for?
Well, I know turmeric like stains things pretty easily.
Pretty much, yeah. So turmeric gives us that yellow color that is often associated with an egg scramble or huevos picados. So that's going to give that tofu that really strong yellow color, and it's going to make it visually appealing.
Now, what are the portions for this?
All right. So again, I'm going to portion out right. We have 1 cup of nutritional yeast, 8 teaspoons of the black salt, 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 4 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of paprika, all right, and then about 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and I like to use just freshly grounded black pepper. So that's going to be about 1 teaspoon.
All right.
And then finally, we blend it all up.
Do you want to put it in a container?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have one here.
All right, and that should be your tofu scramble seasoning right there.
Oh. Mm-hmm. All right, so now that we have the tofu scramble seasoning, what is the next part? So now we have the seasoning ready to go. What are the other ingredients for this tofu scramble that we're gonna make?
So the next step for this is to make the actual tofu scramble.
Wait, then that means you need your hat.
Yes.
You need your chef hat.
All right.
Okay, I fixed your hat. And what are the ingredients you need for this tofu scramble?
For this, we have our tofu scramble seasoning, 1 onion, we have garlic. We're gonna use about 3 garlic cloves, 1 green pepper, a block of tofu. Today we're using firm tofu, but you can also use soft tofu, pepper, vegetable oil, and salt.
And I think there's a secret ingredient that you wanted to save till the end, which is
salsa. In this recipe, we do add a little bit of salsa at the end, just for that acidity. But if you don't have salsa, then you can also use peeled diced tomatoes for it. But what we're going to be looking for is that acidity that the tomatoes are going to bring to the dish.
Got it.
All right, now I think we're ready to get started.
Yeah. All right, so where do we start?
Right, so the first step is to prepare our tofu. To start with, we are going to have to drain the tofu, and I like to drain it with a tofu press. So these things are really useful because you can just put the tofu in here, leave it in there for 10 minutes, and then come back to it, and then your tofu will be pressed already. But if you don't have one of these at home, then essentially you can just wrap the tofu in paper towels, put a heavy object on top of it, and then leave it there for 10 minutes, and then you'll get the same result.
I also just use like my hands also, like paper towels or something absorbent. It doesn't have to be paper towels, and to squeeze out all the excess water as much as possible.
Yep. While the tofu is pressing, we're going to mince our garlic. So we're going to do about 3 cloves of this, and we will show you how to mince the garlic in our cooking tip of the day.
Okay, it's time for a cooking tip of the day then.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
To mince a garlic, we're going to take our individual garlic cloves and just leave the skin on. So leave it on, put it on your cutting board, And then we're gonna take the knife and with the flat end of the knife, put that on top of the garlic clove, and then you smash the knife, right? Now that is going to make the skin come out of the garlic clove very easily. You won't even have to peel it. See, it just comes right off. Now with that, with the skin off, you just chop one way. And remember, when you chop, to curl your fingers inside so that you minimize the risk of any accidents. So you chop one way, turn it around, and then you chop the other way. All right, and now you have some minced garlic. All right, so got that?
Yeah, minced garlic.
Yep. All right, so the next step is to cook our green peppers and onions, right? So grab about a tablespoon of oil and put it on your pan. And then we're gonna heat this up with medium to high. And then just make sure that the oil is hot before you put in your veggies. As a reminder, you can grab a small piece of onion and just put it onto the pan, and if it starts bubbling up, it's ready. If it's not, then you need to wait a little bit more. All right, so see, I see some bubbling, so that should be ready now.
All right.
All right, so for our veggies.
Oh. Nice.
And so with the green peppers and onions, you're gonna look for the onions to be kind of translucent, and for the green peppers to have a browning on them, right? So it's gonna take about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Now, while that's doing that, do you want to prepare the tofu?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right,
So now that we have our pressed tofu,
yeah,
grab that.
Water has fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yep, there's a lot of water in there. And then I'm gonna grab the tofu, and then we're gonna want to crumble this block, right? So to do this, I usually use a muddler. So this is a tool that it's often found in a bar. So you use it to make a mojito, to muddle the mint or some strawberries or something. But in this instance, we can use it to muddle the tofu. Yep. So we do it like this. But if you don't have a muddler, then you can just grab the tofu with your hands and then just crumble it, right? You want to try it?
Let me wash my hands. All right. So this is how I used to do it. Right?
Yeah.
I would get some tofu and just crumble it up.
Yep. It's a little bit messier that way, and you've got to make sure to wash your hands.
But it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of fun sometimes.
So
You can kind of like feel it.
you don't want too big chunks, but also not too small, right?
Yeah,
So
not
just
too small. I mean, as long as you don't have like a lot of big chunks in there,
like that, more
then
tiny.
we're good.
Just kind of pressing it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yep. So that's about like how you want it. See, it will have that crumble consistency. And with that, we're going to use our tofu seasoning that we prepared earlier, and then just apply to coat. Like, we're just gonna want to coat all the tofu that we have in there. I usually don't measure it, but if you were to measure it, it'd be about like 2 tablespoons of seasoning that you put in there.
So this is getting a bit brown.
Yep.
The veggies.
Yep, it's getting there, but it's gonna be about a minute more. All right, then we just mix it up. Now the color of this, it's going to be a little bit light yellow. As you cook it later, that turmeric is gonna start blending in a lot more, and you'll see the color change. But right now, it's okay if it's just like very light yellow, like you don't even see it that much. But yeah, and there you go. That's going to be ready in a little bit. Now, I think the veggies are ready now.
Yeah, I could see the onions are browning.
Yeah.
Yep, they're definitely brown now.
Yep,
So.
the brown, the onions getting translucent. So now you want to add your garlic, and then just add salt and pepper to taste. It's going to be about a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper.
All right. You don't add the garlic with the pepper. The garlic is at the end.
Yeah, no, because the garlic has a much faster cooking time, and you don't want to burn the garlic because
Right.
that's gonna make it taste bitter.
Right.
You just want a little bit of browning, and just want that fragrance of the garlic to trigger essentially,
Okay.
and that's just gonna take about a minute or so of cooking. Now we're gonna put the veggies aside.
Oh.
Yeah, so just wanna put it off the heat.
We're not gonna cook it with the tofu yet.
Not yet, no. So the vegetables have a much longer cook time than the tofu. So if you cook it together, you might find that you have raw veggies and overcooked tofu. So to avoid that, we're going to cook the veggies individually first, and then cook the tofu, and then we're going to bring it all together. Once you do this, just add a little bit more oil. Don't clean the pan. Some of the flavors are still in the pan right now. And then you add your tofu.
Ooh. Have you had just the tofu and the seasoning just raw without it being cooked?
I have actually, and it's pretty good.
It's actually good.
Yeah, it's actually really good. If you do that, the taste and the consistency of it, it's kind of like you're eating a crumbled boiled egg. So you can use that to make things like egg salads, or just put it on a sandwich. It's pretty good actually.
Yeah, I was surprised actually. I
Yeah.
just tried it one day when making it. Just like, I was like, oh, it's actually good. I had to look up. I was like, it's tofu. Can you eat raw tofu? And
Right.
apparently you can.
Yeah. It's very common. And see, as you're cooking that,
It's getting more yellow.
yeah, it's getting more yellow. Like, see that turmeric? It's
Yeah.
working its magic, and it's activating with that moisture of the tofu. Now, there's still not too much moisture because we pressed it already, which we want that, but it's getting there. And it's not going to take too long. It's going to take about 5 minutes or so.
But you can tell by the color. It's just going to get a little bit more yellow.
It's going to get a little bit more yellow.
Oh, I can smell it. I can smell the egginess of it.
There's going to be some browning on the tofu too.
All right.
All right, so I think that's good. Tofu doesn't need to cook too much. It has a much faster cook time than something like eggs, even. Now, when you start seeing that color, when you start seeing some browning, you add your veggies back on. And then you mix it up again, and then cook a little bit more. Now that this is ready, this is where we add our salsa. Now we just want like 1 or 2 spoonfuls of it. Just like that. And we'll cook it.
So If you don't have salsa, just put some peeled, diced tomatoes right now. It would also be the last thing.
Yep, and the last thing.
You need that acidity to the dish.
Yes, but the peeled tomatoes will take about a minute longer to cook. That the salsa, it's just gonna be like 1 minute. It's gonna be really quick.
Is it ready?
Yep, that's good.
Okay.
All right, and that's your tofu scramble.
All right, let's try it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's great. All right, trying some tofu. Ooh. I got a big chunk.
Yeah.
I like the avocado on the side.
Yeah. It's a good compliment.
What other dishes do you pair this with? We got some avocado, but what else do you do in your personal life?
So, in a typical Salvadorian breakfast, you have your huevos picados, you have beans, maybe some fried plantains, the avocados, bread, maybe tortillas. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, some tortillas on the side. Put the tofu scramble, the avocado. This is good avocado, by the way.
Yeah.
Are there any additional ingredients you can use? Because I've seen tofu scramble with all sorts of ingredients. I like that this one, onions, green peppers,
Yeah.
But I've seen it with like mushrooms. How does that go? Do you like it?
Yeah, mushrooms are actually a really good ingredient to put on it. Sometimes if you really want to bring it up to another level, you can add some like chorizo seitan or some soy chorizo, maybe even broccoli, zucchini, really like any kind of vegetables. Those vegetables are pretty good.
So how did tofu scramble become a staple meal for you? You had mentioned in the beginning that it's something you do often.
Yeah, so I grew up eating huevos picados. So that's something that my mom cooked for my brother and I almost every day. And I came to associate that ritual in the morning of getting up, eating some huevos picados with like the love of a mom.
Yeah.
So as I became vegan, I tried to find an alternative for that because I didn't want to lose that. I didn't want to lose those warm feelings that I remember. So yeah, I found out the tofu scramble, and when I saw it, I'm like, yeah, this works. This is really good, actually.
Yeah, it really is good. What was like your initial reaction to this? You were replacing, a meal that was really special to you growing up. How did you feel with this alternative to tofu scramble, to huevos picados? Was it an immediate hit with you, or did it take some time to adjust?
I was really surprised because it was actually an immediate hit. I was surprised on how close the color, the texture, and the flavor was to scrambled eggs. I mean, if you look at it, if you were to present this to somebody and they didn't know any better, they might think that this is actually scrambled eggs. Yeah, I mean, if you don't tell it, because it looks very much like it. So I found it to be a really good replacement, and then I found that I didn't have to lose anything anymore.
Yeah. So. I like how you found a alternative to something that you really liked as a child. And I mean, I wasn't a big fan of scrambled eggs. I didn't have that connection that you were talking about. But when I first had tofu scramble, and especially with that Himalayan black salt that has that eggy smell, like that like sulfuric smell, it was pretty uncanny to be like, oh, this is smelling like eggs. Like, what's going on? In what ways does tofu scramble challenge your ideas of vegan food or like vegan cooking?
Yeah, so before this, I kind of assumed that if you went vegan, then you would lose a lot. That the vegan breakfast would only be something like cereal or bread or like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, oatmeal, and something plain, right?
Right.
And I felt that, like I'm going to miss out on eggs now. I'm going to miss out on huevos picados. But I found out that no, like you can have a really tasty, really savory, healthy, fulfilling breakfast just with very simple ingredients. And I found out that I don't have to lose anything going vegan. I can keep all my traditions. I can keep up all the flavors that I want.
And it's interesting you mentioned that. There is that that myth, right? That like vegan food is gonna be plain,
Yeah.
it's gonna have lack flavor, but we saw a lot of flavor that you brought into this dish.
Right.
Definitely.
It's all about getting creative with it.
Yeah. Can I make a big batch of this? Can I store it? How can I make this easy in the morning? Because it was fast, but like, is there any way to make it faster?
Yeah, so the basically you have to do is just prepare the tofu and the veggies in a big batch, leave it in the fridge, and then when you wake up in the morning, just grab it from the fridge, put it on the pan, and then it's ready to go. It takes less than 10 minutes. Yeah, and then the tofu stores in the fridge for about 2 weeks.
So just the tofu with the seasoning?
Yep,
Just
yep,
that?
just the tofu
Without
with the
it,
seasoning. You can prepare it for
then
the
the
morning.
green peppers and onions
Just slice them up,
in the fridge.
put it in the fridge,
Okay.
and then everything's ready in the morning.
Okay. So thank you so much for making this. This was really good. I like to ask this question, like why did you want to bring this meal today to share with us and of course the crew afterwards? Why? Why did you bring this one to share?
Yeah, well, it's really difficult to find really good vegan breakfast out there, right? If you go anywhere, you won't find any kind of tofu scramble. It's really difficult. In the area, there isn't any. But this is something that you can make at home very easily, very cheaply, and very consistently.
And if there is a tofu scramble that's available, it's not this savory. Like I've definitely had some for like a tofu scramble breakfast, I've seen it in a menu, but it's not as savory as this one at all. It's quite plain actually. The ones that at least that I've tried, not compared to this one at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for bringing Tofu Scramble today for us to share and to share this meal with you. Thank you, Ricardo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for joining us at Food Access, a vegan cooking show. We believe that delicious, enriching, and accessible food is a human right and that preparing meals is a loving action towards your community. Thank you for everyone who made the show possible, Ricardo, our house cook, the crew, of course, and catch us next time for more recipes. You can find us using the handle Food Access TV. See you later. Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Eat, people eat. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.